All right, we're live on the air. The show's RP Grinders. We have not started yet. We're gonna have a jam-packed show
I
for
think they did it to coax her into standing up, but
yeah. We're gonna have a heck of a show for you guys lined up. Not as much news this week as there was last week. Um, Lots of reviews this week. I don't know if your reviews are updated. They might be. Uh, yeah. I'm gonna play Eric's review of Turrican. I've got a review of Call of Cthulhu, Freaky, Greenland, and I think Break and I are gonna. You didn't get a chance to watch The Boys, did you, Eric? I know you don't have.
I don't have
Yeah.
Prime.
Okay.
I mean, I
But
have I have my Amazon Fire. I could watch it on that, but I haven't set it up yet.
yeah.
I don't know when
Um,
I'll get around to it.
it's good. The Boys season 2. I'm gonna go ahead and review that with Break. Hopefully, we'll
How
get.
long is the season?
I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's 13 episodes. But they
Hmm.
go by fast, man. That's a fun show to watch.
Really, like 40 minutes each or something.
Yeah, 45 minutes to an hour, depending. Um, it's going to be a heck of a show today. Like I said, we've got tons of reviews. Um, Stinkos are going to be pretty fun this week. Sweetos, and of course we have round 2 of our greatest SNES game of all time tournament. Some interesting matchups there that you guys are going to want to make sure and stick around and check out towards the end of the show. If you're listening on YouTube or Twitch on the archives on the respective channels, you can be here live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time, where we talk a lot of nonsense. JRPGs, RPGs, video games in general, um, skepticism, politics, pop culture, etc. Anything and everything, music, movies. We do it all. We do it all, and we've been doing it for almost past 12 years now. Jesus. Um, there's some interesting news today, including more bad news for Project Red, CD Project Red. Um,
I need to get out of my stinko.
let's see. I'm just kind of quickly looking through the news again. Nothing super major. There's a Kingdom Hearts announcement. What else here? The big news I think of the week is the CDPR data breach, which we'll be talking about. CD Projekt Red has fallen out of favor with people. Cyberpunk really did a number on them. Hopefully they can get that ship together like they did The Witcher 3, because I've talked about it before on the show. Witcher 3 is good stuff. If Project Red could, break out of their fucking crunch shit and delay their games properly, I don't think anybody would have a problem with them. But that's just the thing. Once these companies get a big head on their shoulders, they decide to go rogue and do other things. But hopefully they'll get back on track. I beat a game, so I'll be talking about that. Um, what else? What else? I'm really excited for the tournament, Eric. We've got some really good matchups. We got 16 matchups for you, total of 32 games. So by the end of today, we'll be down to 8 matchups, or 8. Yeah, I guess it would be 8 matchups, Eric. Um, but there's some good ones, man. I was looking at which one did I find really fascinating. Well, this is a good one. Super Mario Kart going up against Super Mario RPG. I think that's going to be one of the tougher matchups to decide. There's a couple that'll be easy for us, but there might be a surprise or two in here. Let's look at what else we got. Ooh, that's a good matchup. DK Country versus Earthbound. So we will determine, by the end of the month, we'll determine the greatest SNES game of all time. Yeah. You guys are going to want to stick around for my Stinko this week. It's a good one. You guys are going to laugh, I think. But let's see. Let's get out of that. Nothing on Twitter. Okay, good. Oh, that's, you know what? That could be my Sweet O2. Let me put that in there. Okay. I got another Sweeto that I put in, but let's see. Oh boy. That's a stinko and a half. Just reading up on Gina Carano. She's an idiot. She's just an idiot. I'm just gonna say it now. She's
Well, I'm gonna say this though, like the only reason Disney fired her is because she's a woman, and people like Chris Pratt are still in the lead role for Star-Lord for the next Thor movie and whatever. And he's a MAGA supporter, and MAGA did an insurrection not too long ago.
yeah, but there's a big difference. I mean, I agree with you, Eric. Like, if it was up to me, I'd get rid of Chris Pratt too because he's a worthless piece of shit as a person. But he hasn't said some of the things that Gina Carano has said on Twitter. Like, he keeps his maggot feelings kind of to himself. For the most part. I know he said a couple of weird things, but Gina Carano is a corrosive piece of shit, man. And this latest news that I'm reading up now, I'm just catching up, but apparently she's going to be starring in a movie produced by Ben Shapiro of all people. So that's got to tell you everything you need to know about Gina Carano. I doubt very seriously Chris Pratt would do the same type of thing. Of course,
He has enough intelligence to know that in order to keep his job, he shouldn't do something too stupid.
Right, exactly right. And he's making a lot of money, man. I mean, he's making way more money than Carano ever could dream of making in her entire lifetime. But to each his and her.
I called her Geronimo on Twitter because I guess I couldn't remember which was the scene, which was the she in her name, so I kind of accidentally used it.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, she's worthless anyway, so
I wonder if the game Memento will ever show up on a console. Because I'd like to play some of those weird PC horror games on consoles. It was made in RPG Maker, so I wonder what the likelihood of that would be. I mean, there's like Mad Father and stuff, so maybe there's hope.
These people are just plain sick, Eric. I'm just reading up on a story. If you're just joining us, shows RP Grinders. We haven't started the show proper, waiting for Breakman to get on. I'm on with Eric RPG. Just reading a quick story about how supposedly this $1,400 check is supposed to be good through June and help us pay all our bills.
What planet do you live on?
I know, man. Like
that might be true if it were recurring, but it's not recurring.
Yeah, if it was recurring, I mean, $1,400 we could kind of live with. I mean, that's still cutting it real close, but man.
I mean, that's 3 months worth of rent for me. Almost 3. I mean, I'd still have to pay $100 afterwards, but
yeah. But I mean, wow, you must have a cheap apartment, Eric, because like here, Apartments here go for 1,000,
I
1,200.
live in Northeast Ohio,
Yeah,
which is basically country,
yeah,
so rents cost are not that high.
yeah. Well, that's good, man. I'm glad for that at least, man. I mean, but this
Well, I'm
14.
paying up to $600 per month almost with
Yeah, yeah.
utilities.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, I'm looking at this, Eric, and $1,400 here in Denver would go about maybe 3/4 of 1 month. Can you imagine like New York or California? Like, I mean, I don't even know what the fuck these people are thinking. Plus, 1,400 is not 2,000 like they promised. So, you know,
I
Democrats.
wish my utilities would go down for water. It's
Yeah,
so high right now. It's like $40.
damn. But yeah, it's tough. But I can't believe 1,400 is what they think everybody could live on for, you know, 3 4 months. That's just plain ridiculous. That's kicking the can down and not caring about people. I mean,
Unless they're also suggesting that we invest it in some stock,
oh fuck that, man.
and then the money we can get from buying and selling stock we can pay our rent with.
I guess, but how is one supposed to do that with a mere $1,400, Eric? Like you're not gonna make from $1,400. I mean, I could see you making 7 to 8% in about a month or two, and that's if you're kind of lucky. I mean, I just $1,400 is not enough for anybody to live. I mean, it just isn't. And the way they went from 2,000 to 1,400 is just fucking ridiculous. It's just stupid, and what can you do? $1,400 stimulus checks would help 22.6 million pay bills through mid-July. That doesn't make any sense. Oh boy, that's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, the money I paid for my Stinko, it was coming from the last stimulus check.
Ugh, yeah. Uh, I gotta get off Twitter, man. That's just a cesspool of stupidity. But we're gonna have a fun time tonight. Not a ton of news. We got our stinkos and sweetos as usual. Um, I think Breakman's got a Dear Breakman this week. There's another sale on PSN, which I'll briefly talk about, but there's a couple good deals. One I need to get. It was something that went down to $10. Let me look real quick so I can. Go to the PlayStation here. Look at their sales. But yeah, I think we're gonna have a really fun show. Ratchet and Clank. I don't know if you put that in the news, but they have a date for Ratchet and Clank now. It's like June. I think it was either June 1st or June 10th.
I think it's the 10th.
Yeah.
My brother's trying to tell me I should get renter's insurance because of all the stuff I have.
It's super cheap. I mean, if you're gonna get renter's insurance, I mean that's not a bad idea.
I'm pretty sure that my apartment offers renter insurance, or the firm that runs this place.
Yeah. Well, you can check with them, see how much they cost, but shop around, Eric. Don't. Oh, it was Hellblade. Senua's Sacrifice down to $9.89, which is cool. I think I'm gonna pick that up.
For which console?
For the PS4, 5, whatever.
I wonder if it's on sale for the X.
Not sure. Might be. Darkest Dungeon, down to $4.99, or you can get.
Although at this point, I'm kind of waiting for a PS4 or PS5 and Xbox Series X upgrade.
Yeah. I'm getting Senua's Sacrifice for sure.
Although I don't think it might need that. I mean, because like from what I heard, the game plays at 60 on the X and the PS4 Pro.
Oh, really? Wow. So PS5, that's a
Or maybe
no-brainer.
not PS4 Pro, but definitely the Series X and Xbox One X.
I might pick up this one too. Inside for $4.99. That's a stellar deal. Uh,
But like, I wonder how the load times are.
Probably good on the PS5. I mean, most games pretty good on the. I mean, the PS5 overall with load times.
Yeah,
Um,
Neo's load times are much better on the
yeah,
PS5. They were
yeah,
notoriously long before.
yeah. I heard everything is much better on the PS5 and the
But
X.
but there's not much difference between 4K and quality, and I'd rather have better looking visuals because I can't take advantage of 120 frames anyway.
Yeah, I
So I'm
I
just gonna
can.
use the standard PS5 mode and play in 1080p because the game doesn't look that much better in 4K.
Yeah. All right. If you're just joining us, shows RP Grinders. We have not started yet. I'm on with Eric RPG. This is Frank. Um, just waiting for Breakman to join the party, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
But I heard on Neo 2, you probably shouldn't play it in 4K because it still has some issues.
Yeah, Neo 2 is a different story. They need to patch that. I'm sure they will, though. I'm pretty sure they will.
I mean, you could play it in mostly 60, but then there's like hitching problems
Yeah, yeah,
occasionally.
yeah. I saw the Digital Foundry on that. It's not that bad, not that bad at all. So I'm looking through the Xbox deals. Um, there's a 2K publisher sale, anime sale, Lunar New Year sale, all
Look at the
kinds of
thing I
shit.
just retweeted.
Uh, okay, hang on, Eric. Um, let's see, Twitter.
It's the latest retweet I did.
Let's see what damage you did, Eric RPG. Uh, where are you at? Oh, there you are. The Gene Park one.
Yeah.
They did not change this. How funny. That's funny. Okay. Like I said, shows.
The thing is, like, Nintendo usually catches that stuff and patches it out.
Yeah, it's okay.
But
It's
I
not.
guess I thought
It's not
it
a
didn't
big
look too
deal,
much like
man.
a
That's
dick.
that's more. That's more on the people that play the game than you know. Um, let's see what games are on sale on the Xbox.
I think most people won't notice it because they're just going to be running through the level anyway.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. I don't see Senua's on sale.
On the Xbox.
Yeah,
I think it is on Game Pass though, so that's probably why.
probably.
And I think it's been on there for a while, so
Kind of a
maybe it's
bit.
because they own the developer now. They could just keep it on there.
Ooh, the Darkness is on sale for $3.99. That's not a bad deal at all.
Mm.
Um,
Is that BC?
what?
Is that backwards compatible?
I believe so. I mean, I think
The-
almost all 360 games are, to be honest. Let me see if Senua's.
Yeah, those Konami beam up games are not backwards compatible. So even if I could put it on my Xbox Series X, I couldn't play them.
Oh, it is on sale. It's actually cheaper. It's $7.49 on Xbox. So there you go, Eric. Um, damn, there's a lot of shit for sale on the Xbox.
A lot of people are speculating that Senua Sacrifice 2, or whatever Hellblade 2 is called, is not going to be coming to consoles because they own Ninja Theory now, but Oricon came to the Switch. I don't see why it couldn't.
I don't know why it wouldn't either, Eric, because they make a shit ton of money like that way. Like if you limit yourself to one console, then you're cutting off 2/3 of your revenue stream at least, you know. So I think that would be just dumb not to, you know. They've got a heck of a sale going on the Xbox store. Life is
I
Strange.
think it's because with Game Pass that I think most of their software sales are going to be going towards paying for that subscription instead.
Yeah. Dragon's Dogma for $9.89. That's a good deal. What else? There's all kinds of shit. Ultimate Edition of Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $30. That's not a terrible deal. I've seen it cheaper, but Okami for $10. That's a good deal. There's
Wait,
plenty.
what was the Odyssey deal?
$30 for the Ultimate Edition.
I've seen better.
Yeah, I've seen slightly
I've seen
better
at
too.
least $20.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that for $20 as well. But I mean, it's pick and shoot. Look, Doom is $10. What else? This is a really good deal. Jurassic World Evolution, if you're into sim type games, for $13. $13.74. It's not a bad
That
deal.
just got recently added to Games of Gold, I think.
Gotcha. And the deluxe edition is only like $1.30 more. It's worth it. Bernie has
I mean, no,
Jurassic
not
World.
Games of Gold. I think it's Game Pass. I'm not. It's one of those two.
Yeah. Freak is in chat. What's up, Freak?
What?
Freak5 is in chat.
Oh, the NVIDIA RTX is coming out.
We have not started yet. Shows RP Grinders. I'm on with Eric. We're waiting for Breakman to join. Just looking through some sales on the Xbox here, and they have a really good
So
sale.
this is NVIDIA's answer to the ATI. The ATI that people couldn't buy because it's just like the consoles. It's hard to get.
Like a Dragon's on sale for $42 on the Xbox, so that's pretty.
I think you can get that for sub 40 in retail.
Okay.
On the Xbox. I don't know if I'm gonna get it or not because I'm gonna wait and see which version I should get.
They've got some pretty decent deals on the Xbox, I will say. Normally they don't have this many great deals, but
and they always advertise their deals. They didn't have to wait for an update to the store.
Yeah.
Like Sony did.
Abzu for $10. That's pretty good. If you're just joining, we have not started yet. We're waiting on break to get on in. But we're gonna have a heck of a show for everybody today. Mediocre Value is in chat. What's up, Mediocre Value? We have not started the show proper yet. Mediocre Value is also the title of this show, the subtitle. So just to let you know, Mediocre Value. What else we got here? That's not a really good deal. They have Resident Evil, the original, still at 20. Oh, but it's on Games with Gold, so there you go. I really like the remake. The GameCube version was fantastic.
I just wish that the Xbox One and PS4 versions got 60 FPS patches. They still play 30.
Yeah. Apparently, Freak has 2 questions for break this week, so
I doubt they'll actually bother with a patch. They'll probably just do new versions at some point because they always re-release their stuff.
Yeah. A lot of 360 games on sale. Why would you get BioShock 2 for the 360?
There's one thing that bothers me about Neo on PS5, and that's the fact that my disc apparently installed the game into my hard drive, but then it downloaded 30 gigs worth of stuff, so I'm guessing the DLC is what was being downloaded.
Yeah.
And the base game was only on the disc.
Yeah.
Which is weird. But I guess it kind of saves the money from having to use higher capacity discs.
Yeah. I can't believe they charge.
So they basically just slightly retooled the greatest hits PS4 version of Neo.
Yeah.
And made it work with all PS5 bells and whistles, but they didn't actually bother putting the DLC in.
Freak 5 is exiled before we even start the show. He says mediocre value, the subtitle of Frank's White. How dare you, Freak 5? How dare you? It's going to be a fantastic show today, I have a feeling. Our tournament is ongoing.
And I think that's the reason, though, there is an upgrade path for Neo, only for Neo 2.
Yeah. Okay. I think we're set. We're just waiting on Break to get on in. Shows RP Grinders. Let me see if Break left me a message. He didn't leave you a message, did he?
No.
Okie dokie. Let me look at the old Twitter. Make sure Break didn't sneak in an exit strategy. Okay, he did not send me anything. So, if you're just joining us, Shows RP Grinders, we have not started yet. Waiting on Breakman to join, and then we'll start the show. He's probably having Skype issues as normal. But I don't even see him online as of yet. So, but Shows RP Grinders, we're live every Friday, 7 Eastern Time. Sometimes we do a little bit of pre-show banter about a half an hour before the show starts. Today was no exception. We haven't started the show proper yet. Just waiting on Break to get on in. I don't know if he's having problems with his PC or what, but we'll give him a few here and see what's going on here. I don't know what's going on with Break, but hopefully we'll get him on soon. We've got lots to talk about today, including some news, of course. We've got tons of reviews. I have a review of Call of Cthulhu. I have a review. If Breakman's here, we'll do a review of The Boys Season 2. Got a chance to watch a movie called Freaky with Vince Vaughn. It's kind of like a horror version of Freaky Friday, and also a movie called Greenland. So you guys are going to want to stick around for all of those. Stinko's
You
and
better
Sweeter.
have some kind of Valentine's Day themed question for Break.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Like what dildo do you use, and stuff like that. That's Freak 5. Our free for all, of course, is going to be our second round of our greatest SNES game of all time. Some interesting matchups, Eric. One of them is going to be really hard. I discussed it a little while back, but Super Mario Kart versus Super Mario RPG is one of the marquee matchups this week. So, lots to look forward to today's show. So, hopefully you guys stick around and listen to all of that. It's going to be a ton of fun. But we have not started the show yet. Waiting on Break to join the fray. Don't know what's going on with Break just yet. He's probably having some computer issues, stuff like that. Let's see if I can get a hold of Break here. Okay. Sent off a message, hopefully. Let's see.
Oh yeah, I guess we could have talked about it, but I forgot to look for an article. But Nintendo's finally going to restructure their network infrastructure.
Wait, what now, Eric?
Nintendo's finally updating the way that they use the internet in their games.
Oh, well, about goddamn time. It only took them how many years? I don't have a Valentine's Day question, Freak 5 says. I already told you
what
what
I
one
don't
of the
know
questions
is
was.
whether or not it's actually going to be back programmed into previously released games.
The second question is more time sensitive. What does that mean, Freak 5? Now I'm curious.
Is it about pooping? That's time sensitive.
Yeah.
You need to go.
Okay. this is the plan. We'll wait about 5 more minutes for break, and if break doesn't show here in the next 5 minutes, we'll go ahead and get the show started, and hopefully he'll be able to join us soon. I'm hoping everything's okay. Knock it off, damn dog. My dog's going crazy. Hey, quiet, you. Be quiet. There's no reason to be upset. Hey. You guys are getting my my dog here. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. Okay. There's nothing there. Nothing there. Okay. If break doesn't come here in the next 4 minutes or so, we'll get the show started, Eric, and we'll hope that he joins. I'm almost certain he's having some type of computer issues or something.
It's the bacon.
It's the bacon effect. He must have pissed Kevin Bacon off some way, somehow. Didn't pray enough, Didn't offer enough pale bacons, stuff like that. So, but we should still have a pretty good show. Lots to get to here. Matter of fact, let me. I gotta cue something else up here. Let's see. What the hell was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna get your review queued up here, Eric. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and get that. Okay. There we go. If you guys are also just joining us, the show hasn't started yet, but Eric on our Podbean feed, the rpgrinders.podbean.com feed, is starting to do audio reviews, with the first one being Turk and Flashback. So you guys are going to want to check that out. I'll play the first one on today's show. It's about 7 minutes long, so that's something to look forward to. We've got we've got a heck of a show lined up for you guys today. Let's just put it that way. What else do we got, Eric? Stinkos and Sweetos is going to be pretty good. We'll wait a couple minutes for break. If not, we're going to go ahead and get the show started. I don't see Break online anywhere. He didn't get a hold of me to say he wasn't going to be here. I'm just assuming he's having some issues with his computer.
No, this is some head assery. Listen to this. DoorDash spent $5.5 million to advertise their $1 million charity donation.
Oh, jeez. That seems about right with corporations, Eric. It's about right. Okay. All right. Just gonna wait another minute or so for break, and hopefully he can get on in here. We should have a pretty good show today. Hopefully Break shows up. Welcome to chat, Arabs, and Slagar's in chat. Welcome on in, Slagar. We haven't started the show yet. We're just convict or convict, Slagar says. I don't know what that's in reference to, Slagar, but just waiting on Break, man. If he doesn't show up in about a minute or so, we'll get the show started. Next week we should have a brand new theme, like a permanent theme. I'm really excited for this. I told Eric and Break about this, but I think you all are going to actually really enjoy it, hopefully. But it's one of those things. Hopefully I'll have it before next week's show. So All right, Eric, you ready to get started? We'll go ahead and get started with the show, and
Yeah.
hopefully Break shows up. I don't know what. Hopefully he's okay. That's always the hope. But let's go ahead and get the party started. Once I get all my ducks in a row here. Okay, ready to go, Eric?
Oh, yeah. I guess it's the year of the dragon.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
I was just looking at the Lunar New Year. This cat's
Okay.
dressed up as a dragon. So cute.
I thought it was year of something else, not rat, but whatever. Okay, here we go, guys. And welcome, everybody, to episode 629 of RP Grinders. This is your host, Frank Branches, alongside with Eric the Great. Breakman the Bold will be here hopefully soon. I think he's having some PC issues. I think that's really what's going on. But anyways, Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm fine.
Okay, that's a
Well,
very...
considering the bullshit I had to put up with today, but
I am your host, Slagar. How dare you? What bullshit did you have to put up with today, Eric?
we'll get to it.
Oh, we'll get to it. Okay, that's nice tease, man.
Sorry, the audio's
that's right.
fine.
All right, well then, why do we not get started with the news?
RPG News.
Oh, dear Lord, look who showed up in chat. It's MXT, Eric. How about that? Dude just decides to show up about... How many months has MXT been, like, absent from the show, Eric? Like a
Walmart
year?
must be working him hard.
Walmart's got their thumb on MXT's neck, man. That's what's going on. All right, it's gonna be a fun day today.
At least he's getting $15 an hour, so he's getting paid more than I am right now.
Yeah, are you getting paid $15 an hour yet, MXT? All right, Eric. Let's start with the news.
From RPG site, we've got release date for King's Bounty 2, and it's coming out on August 24th, and it's coming for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC. No announcement for whether or not there'll be upgrades for PS5 and Series X or S.
Yeah. MXT says, if you want to see your Breakman ever again, you will send me the Power Ranger series on Blu-ray and $12 and a Legend
I think you need to talk to Shout Factory and Hasbro, because Shout Factory can't do Power Rangers anymore.
Yeah. Oh, and he wants a Legend of Dragoon coffee cup. Your princess is in another castle, MXT says. How dare you, MXT? Is that what happened? You put him in your closet again, MXT?
We still don't
Jesus
know the
Christ.
status on whether or not they'll even be able to do Sentai anymore. But
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next story. MXT says, actually funny you should mention it. I'm not at Walmart anymore currently. Woo. Oh, in other words, he got fired for probably jerking off in the store again. I bet.
he's that version of the Jittergeist.
All right, next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Disgaea 4 Complete Plus Network Features Update now available on PC. So there you go. Map editor, pirates, foreign and defense ministers, users.
Yeah, because like the funny thing about this release is that when they launched it on Steam, they didn't have the net code ready for the game.
Oh, jeez.
So the network portion of the game didn't work.
Yeah. What does that mean currently, MXT? Like, are you planning on going back? Like, did they put you on hiatus for under one of those things where you did something bad, like hit a customer and they have it under review or something? I think that's what it is. But let's see what else here. Players can upload their data to contribute to 12 stat categories that complete everybody's total progress. Um, Users can engage in trials with their pirates and upload their results for ranking and receive rewards the following week, depending on their ranking in the ranking battle. Not sure why Walmart job gets bad rap. When I was part timing there, it was freaking great. I worked for them, Slagar. I was a supervisor at a Sam's Club, and they weren't great. I mean, I know there's different stories for different people, but you know, I just know how they treat most of their employees, and stuff like
So,
that.
in other words, Slagers and you were probably some of the lucky ones.
Yeah, Slagar. Maybe since MXT isn't there, you can. Of course, they live in different parts of the country. I think Slagar's in. I think Green Bay or near Green Bay, and MXT's over.
I don't know. Maybe that's the thing. Part-timing. You're better off part-timing than a full-time
Yeah, that may be it too, man. Full time is kind of depressing. I wasn't very happy there. I was basically a glorified shopping cart gatherer. That's what I was doing. All right, Eric, what do we got next?
We've got Eden Chronicles has now got a publisher, and much like Bloodstained before it, it's 5 of 5 games.
Okay. MXT says he's on his phone right now, but once he gets home, he'll go to his PC to type the story out. Yeah, I was just working there to pay for my comic books, Slagar. Yeah, comic books really take up a lot of money, Slagar. I know how that is, man.
Speaking of 5 of 5, Control is on PS Plus, and it's on Game Pass for the Xbox One.
Yeah. Did you do this story, Eric, about Ayuden Chronicle?
Yeah.
Okay. Ayuden Chronicle looks really good. It's basically
Ayuden.
Ayuden. Okay. It looks really good. It's basically it's basically a Suikoden kind of spiritual successor, and it looks really, really good. I mean, all the video looks really, really good. It's a traditional turn-based RPG, which I like. I like the camera angles. It makes it look different and cool, but hopefully it's a good game. MXT says, I did 10 years with them and overall had a good experience. There were bumps in the road, but it wasn't as bad as it gets a rep for. Ugh, I don't know, MXT. I worked for Sam's for about a year.
I mean, the Walmart and Sam's are owned by the Waltons, but
yeah.
maybe they're run differently.
No, they're pretty much the same, dude. I mean, there's slight differences, but whatever. He says I did like everything in the store. I was a coach, basically what they call assistant managers now. When I quit quit more because of my store manager than because of the job itself. That's always the case. Usually the job's okay. I mean, it's how it is. But all right, Eric, what do we got? You did the Euden one, huh? Mm-hmm. Okay. Next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Kingdom Hearts series launches for PC via the Epic Game Store on March 30th. Why did it take so long? That's just weird.
And of course, Square said yes because they threw money at them.
Yeah.
And Square knows it can just release it later once the exclusivity it passes in a year.
Yeah.
On the Steam. Some people are mad because Epic Games and their apparently pro-China stance because of the stuff that was going on with Fortnite.
Yeah.
But their actual storefront isn't really an issue.
Yeah. The pricing's pretty expensive, man. $49.99 for the.
Yeah, this is some ass. Right?
Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 is $59.99. God damn, that's expensive. Kingdom Hearts 3 plus the Remind DLC is $59.99. That seems a little expensive to me. Melody of Memory for $59.99. Jesus Christ!
I just bought Melody of Memory for $26 used from GameFly.
I know, man. It's
and you could find it usually in the $30 to $40 range new.
Yeah. MXT says I'd like to talk about the RPG of the year, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. How dare you, MXT? He also says the Waltons don't have much to do with it anymore besides collecting a check. That is true too. So there you go.
Because I don't care what Square thinks is a good price, but $60 is way too much for a rhythm game.
Oh, they'll find out real quick. Nobody's gonna buy it. There'll be a few people, but they're not gonna buy it for that price. But okay, Eric, what do we got next?
Next, we've got PSO2 is coming to the Epic Game Store since we're on the subject.
Yep, Phantasy Star Online for those not in the know.
And it's coming next week.
Okay, there you go.
The 17th.
All right, that's the whole story. Epic is getting a little bit better, I would say.
Thankfully, there'll be cross-platform play between the two platforms of Windows 10 and Epic Game Store, but it doesn't say anything about whether or not it's coming to Steam soon.
Yeah. Okay. God
but
bless.
It is a free-to-play game, so you don't have to buy it.
MXT says, "God bless Ubisoft." How dare you, MXT?
And I already have Epic Games launcher on here, so I could just have put it in my library and just install it whenever I feel like it.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on that, Eric?
No, not really.
All right. Next story comes to us from RPGsite.net. Comedy RPG Healer's Quest launches for Nintendo Switch on February 11th. And then there's a little cute trailer for it. It's got a different art style. It sort of looks like you know what it looks like to me, sort of like Mario RPG or Paper RPG except
Paper Mario.
Yeah, Paper Mario. Except with more felt looking characters. That's the best way I can describe it.
I don't know. This kind of looks like a watercolor painting.
Maybe watercolor. I can see that. That looks good. I mean, I like it. I like the art style. It's definitely different. This is something to keep an eye on. Not too many traditional,
And it's about
RPGs.
healing, not killing things.
Yeah. So I think it's cool. Looks good. Let's see. Phantasy Star, like Dreamcast stuff. Yes, Slagar. Don't think I have mine anymore. Damn it. Well, you can get it on the Epic Store next week, Slagar. MXT.
It's not the old PSO2, but it is a PSO game. I mean, it's not like the old PSO. Sorry.
MXT says my Twitch app crashed. Damn it, Frank Branch's Asmodeus, you did this. It's what happens when you disparage the great Asmodeus. MXT. It's what happens. Okay, Eric, what do we got next?
We've got Osteoblast, a pixel art dungeon crawler, launches for Steam on February 12th. And here's a little bit of info about the game. Single character, multiple classes, items, abilities, and spells, randomized loot affixes which change your skills when you equip, and multiple endings, bare bones battle system, heartless story, and brain dead hard difficulty.
Yeah. It looks fun. It's also got a different art style, and it's traditional. It looks like it's a dungeon crawler, but it's definitely different. I don't know if it's as interesting as the last game we talked about, but it looks cool. Looks alright.
Kind of has that Darkest Dungeon kind of feel to it.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Only it's more cartoony.
Yeah, it's more cartoony, and the overworld is like an 8-bit, kind of Dragon Quest type thing, but a little more dreary, I would say. It looks okay. Looks all right.
But it's apparently cyberpunk, so... Oh, wait, never mind. The developers talking about how they're also developed the Keylocker and the Zodiac.
Yeah.
Or Virgos versus the Zodiac.
It looks fun. I mean, it looks like it'd be my type of game. Hopefully it comes out for the Switch or PS4 or Xbox sometime soon. So there you go. All right, Eric, what do we got next?
We've got Loop Hero, which has a date, and launches on March 4th. And this is a randomly generated dungeon crawler. And it's being published by Devolver Digital. And includes deck building, so it's kind of like a card game.
Yeah. I was all in until you said that, Eric. I mean, the art style is fantastic. It takes 8-bit art to the extreme, and the artwork looks really fantastic on this game. But I don't want to have anything to do with deck building and shit like that, man. I've never been good at those type of games, and
That's why you need to play Steam World Quest, because that will change your mind a bit. Because it's
maybe
not intimidating at all.
yeah, maybe I should, man. You know what game I
And
have?
you should probably also play Slay the Spire, because that's also on the Game Pass.
Slagar says, "Geez, it's almost 9-bit." Yeah, I mean, it looks really good, Slagar. I mean, what can I say for an 8-bit style game? Like they did a really good job with the graphics for sure. Like, I mean, if I'm gonna play an 8-bit game, like I'd like my 8-bit games to look like this. You know, I mean that looks. That looks every bit as good as what you could do, on Nintendo, But I mean, looks good. Looks really good. I mean, what can I say? All right, you did that story, right, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
All right, the last story comes to us from Siliconera, and this is something that we're going to talk a little bit about, Eric. CD Projekt Red suffers data breach, according to a statement. Okay, I read their statement. But it said that they became a victim of a targeted cyber attack, and basically the long and short of it is, it's a little unclear, but they're fairly certain that no player data got leaked and stuff like that. But it's just more bad publicity for CD Projekt Red, man. What do you think about this, Eric? Like should they have been more?
Did some disgruntled gamers who were upset at Cyberpunk decide to hack them or something in retaliation?
Yeah, and that's not the right way to do things. Like, people were upset with Cyberpunk 2077, and for good reason. But trying to extort money from a company that's already hemorrhaging money with their latest output is not a good look, man. Say what you will about CD Projekt Red and all the problems that they've had with Cyberpunk 2077, but they didn't deserve this at all.
A lot of those problems could have been avoided, but
Freak 5 is exiled. He says, "I thought Frank's type of game was one he could play on an Etch-a-Sketch." How dare you? So what do you think, Eric? Not cool to be doing this type of thing to a company that's already having some issues, right?
Yeah, despite how I feel about them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, right now they're the, everybody likes to make fun of them, but
they're the EA of the 2020s.
Yeah. Homie discounts, we got quite a few. We still got that 1-year PS Plus membership for $29.89 at CD Keys.
I have to renew that soon before April.
Yeah. CD Keys. We've got some PlayStation deals. Senua's Sacrifice, Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice is $9.89, which I'm going to be picking up right after the game. It's a little bit cheaper on Xbox. It's $7. What did I say it was, Eric? Like 7 something. So I think it's $7.49 on the Xbox. Some other highlights on the PlayStation. You can get Darkest Dungeon, which I hear is a fantastic game, for $4.99, or you can get the Ancestral Edition, which I'm assuming is a deluxe edition for...
Yeah, it has the DLC.
Yeah, all the DLC for $9.99, which I think is a good deal. What else did I see? Inside, $4.99 on the PlayStation. Watch Dogs, $6.59, pretty decent deal. I think I've seen that for $4.99 some other point, but it's still not a terrible deal. What else? Another highlight here. Salt and Sanctuary for $8. That's a decent pickup. Limbo for $2.49.
I might just rebuy that and play it again on the Xbox One.
Which one?
Salt and Sanctuary.
Oh yeah. No, it's definitely a good game for sure. Unravel for $2.99. That's a great deal on that game. Pick that up for sure. $2.99 is nothing, and you'll have a lot of fun with Unravel. And that's pretty much it for the highlights on the PlayStation, the Xbox. Bully is $5.99. That's an underrated game. What else did I see? Senua's Sacrifice, which I already mentioned. There was something else. There was something else pretty major that I wanted to bring up here. The Darkness, the old 360 Xbox game, Xbox 360 game. The Darkness is only $3.99. Make sure and pick that up. That's a good game. Good game. What else here? Darkness 2 for $5.99, so you could double dip there for less than $10 and get two pretty good games. Mad Max, which is something I always recommend. I think it's an underrated game for $9.99. Legendary edition of Injustice 2 for $15. That's not too bad. Life is Strange for $3.99. That's a good deal. And so on and so forth. I didn't see too much else that was worth buying there.
Sounds like his MXT's manager was cooking the books.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Let's see. So basically with Walmart, when I got promoted, I got moved to a store about an hour and 10 minutes from me. It was rough, but I figured I'd do it for a year, then transfer closer to home, even though I knew when they told me I was going to be a rough store. Store manager was a good person, I think, but a terrible manager. He just got in so over his head by the end. He was throwing everyone under the bus to save himself. We had him investigated like 5 times by corporate. Oh, man. Sorry to hear that, MXT. That sucks. Slagar says, Mad Max. Damn, forgot about that. I need to finish. Slagar, it's a good game, man, and it's easy to finish. I mean, if I finished it, I mean, anybody can finish that game. So I highly recommend it. Mad Max is probably one of the most underrated games last gen. So, you know.
So whatever you do, don't play Metal Max, because that's an awful game.
Jurassic
good series that deserved better.
Yeah, Jurassic World Evolution Deluxe bundle for $13.74. That's a really good deal. And there was something else. Just Cause 4 Reloaded for $10. That's a pretty good deal. And that's about it. So there you go. Oh, Yakuza, Like a Dragon for $41.99. I've seen it slightly cheaper, but that's not a bad deal if you want to pick it up now. Brand new game, basically. MXT says he made us work 60 to 70 hours a week. We were salary, so no OT. Then drive home barely able to keep my eyes open. That really sucks, MXT. So I brought it up to our market HR manager, and they said that since I got promoted again from assistant manager to coach, even though we weren't told it was a promotion, it was basically the assistant manager jobs were going away. So ASMs either became coaches or got demoted. Whoa, man. That's rough, MXT. Sucks, dude.
So, back with Like a Dragon, I'm pretty sure Best Buy has it for, $40.
Yeah, if you want a physical copy, then, more power to you if you want a physical copy. So, yeah, there's some good deals. Xbox, place. I didn't take a look at the Nintendo deals, but they hardly ever have anything worth mentioning. All right.
Oh, yeah, the Big in Japan sales going on PSN too. So
yeah, that too.
I think Xbox has their own quote unquote anime section too. That's also on sale right now.
Yeah. All right. Where is Freak 5? Freak 5 break isn't here, man. So we're not gonna be doing your break, man. Unless he shows up, then we'll obviously do it. But also means that we're gonna have to change up our free for all this week, Eric. Because I don't think we want to do the tournament without break, right? I mean, but all right. Well, let's move on to what we've been playing.
Inquiring minds want to know.
All right, Eric. I know, Freak 5. God damn it. I know, Eric. What have you been playing?
I've been playing a bit. Just some more Bravely Second. Not as much as I'd like to this week, but hopefully this weekend will change that because I do have games I could review, but I've got time to finish those, and I need to get Bravely Second done before Bravely Default comes out in 2 weeks. So
yeah.
But I got through East 9, so I'm gonna have to write a review for that soon.
Oh, nice.
And Cathedral, which is the latest game from the publisher of Alwa's Legacy, which I also have to write a review for, and I'll probably make it a duplex because they're both Metroidvanias.
Okay.
It's a fun little game so far. And then I've been playing some more Neo Remastered because I picked that up on Tuesday.
Oh, nice, man. Let me finish up MXT stories here. He said, when I put in my notice, I got a job because I got a job at a regional grocery store making 15 an hour to work in produce. Then they tried to backtrack and make me an offer, quote, work with me on transferring if I'd stay, but the market manager wouldn't give me anything in writing, so I stuck to my guns. I agree with that, MXT. If you don't get anything in writing, it's worthless. Sucks because I had both Walmart store managers in my town wanting me at their store as a manager as they had openings, but the market manager wouldn't let me out because if they let me transfer, then they'd have to let everyone else in that store transfer because no one wanted to be there. Yeah, but they can make exceptions, you know. All this happened in November, December-ish, and then someone from my old store told me, like, last week the crazy store manager finally got fired because of the state of our store. Well, you think? Jesus, man, that sucks, MXT. Sorry that happened, man, but I'm glad you landed on your feet, dude, for sure. Okay. Did you get finished with everything you've been playing, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay, I've been playing MPQ, of course, and I finished Call of Cthulhu. So why don't we just transition into reviews?
RP Grinders reviews.
Okay, I got a few reviews. I'm gonna skip The Boys season 2 until next week when break is here. But I did get a chance, like I said, to finish Call of Cthulhu. I had that one spot where I don't know, for whatever reason I just couldn't pass it. But other than that, the game is a breeze. It's basically, it's not a point and click adventure by any stretch, but it sort of plays like that. You just make a few choices. You have some light RPG elements like leveling up your investigation skills or your eloquence skills, which is basically talking to NPCs and stuff like that, and a few other, you know, kind of occult things and medicine and stuff like that. But it's a fun game. Like, tells the story of a guy who he's a private detective. He gets hired to go on an island and investigate what happened to this woman. And, you know, as these stories go, it's a Cthulhu-paced, you know, kind of thriller. And, you know, that's, I mean, it's got a basic Cthulhu story, right? I mean, you got a cult that's trying to summon some otherworldly being, which we obviously know is Cthulhu, and, you know, some weird squid shit goes on, and the followers, you know, once you discover kind of the plot, you know, some weird shit happens, and, you know, I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a fun game. It's just not you know, it's not the hardest thing in the world. Like I said, I had that one spot that I just had, like, you know, the hardest time getting through, no matter what I did. But I finally got through it, and you know, it's a fun game. You'll have a good, you know, 5, 6, 7 hours of fun with it, and, you know, there you go. Next review, Call of Cthulhu, I give a solid 7 out of 10 to. It's definitely worth picking up. It's on the cheap now. You could probably pick it up for less than $20. I would say pick it up for 10 or less. It's definitely worth your time. You know, the graphics aren't, you know, anything to write home about, but the characters are interesting, and, you know, the story is standard Cthulhu, Call of Cthulhu story, but there you go. I would like Disco Elysium, huh, Eric? All right, I'll check it out. Real reason why MXT is here, he says, is that Frank and Eric asked me here to be the official Valentine of RP Grinders 2021. How dare you, MXT? Everybody knows that the real Valentine of RP Grinders is Breakman. So how dare you try to infringe on Breakman's territory? All right, I got a chance to watch a movie called Freaky, which is basically an updated version of Freaky Friday to include some horror elements and stuff like that. Stars Vince Vaughn. All I can say here is Vince Vaughn deserves an Academy Award, at least nomination for his performance. He was really good. He had to play a serial killer slash, I think she's 17-year-old. I want to say, but did a good job of playing a teenage girl in addition to a serial killer. So it was kind of a dual role for him. And he's definitely the highlight of this movie. His performance alone is worth checking out. I highly recommend Freaky. I think it's a fabulous movie. It's got humor. It's got gore. It's got a few scary moments. It's a pretty decent horror flick. I don't know what else to say about it. It's pretty good. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. Some of the pacing wasn't as great as what I like in these type of movies, but other than that, I mean, I think it's a fabulous movie. I think you guys should check it out. Freaky is definitely good. So it's at the Red Box, and so go check it out if you get a chance. It's on video on demand if you don't feel like going outside your house. Anywhere from like $4 to $7, you could rent it. I think you could even buy it for like 15 or less. So check out Freaky. It's a good movie. Next movie I'm going to be reviewing is a movie called Greenland with Gerard Butler. Basically centers on a family that gets chosen to basically the earth is going to be bombarded with meteors, and it's pretty much going to be the end, but there's a certain amount of people that are selected to go into an underground bunker in Greenland, to basically have the human race survive and move on. So it's basically Gerard Butler trying to get his family from point A to point B type of thing, but there's some shenanigans that happen, so. Oh man, Breakman is in chat. He says, I can't do the show today, but he wanted to let us know what's going on. He got back from the hospital, was in a car accident, not badly hurt, but I need to lay down. Ooh, okay, Breakman. Lost his phone at the accident, so he couldn't let anyone know. No worries, man. Just feel better, MXT. We were just worried, man. Like, we got this. So don't worry, Break. Just feel better, man. That really sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I knew something was weird. I usually you show up and, even if it is late. So, yeah, glad you weren't hurt, Break. Sorry. You had to be in that accident, man. But hopefully you and Mrs. Break are doing okay, and stuff like that. Ugh. I hate to hear that, man. Break, make sure you get some x-rays and stuff on your neck and back and stuff like that. Make sure everything's kosher, dude, because you never know. Hope you guys are okay. Nothing broken, just bloody and bruised. Wow, it must have been a heck of an accident, Break. I'm sure we'll know next week. Eric, okay, so real quickly, Greenland is an excellent movie as well. I also give it an 8.5 out of 10. Highly recommend it. Go check it out. It's a disaster movie with a little bit different twist. The acting's pretty spot on. There's not much to say. So make sure you check out Greenland. Eric, you're up next with yours. Do you want me to play your review of Turrican? Did I lose Eric?
No, I was on mute.
Oh, okay.
I was getting ready for the review, so yeah, go ahead and play it.
Okay, here's Eric's review. This is an RP Grinders exclusive for Turrican. Turrican Flashback. So here's, it's about 7 minutes long, so let's go ahead and play Eric's review of Turrican Flashback.
And next publisher.
Why does it do that? Okay, here we go.
Next publisher. IP and run gun platformer.
What the heck is going on here?
Hi, this is Eric RPG from RP Grinders, and next publisher, I actually got a review code of Turrican, so now here's the review. Remember Turrican, big European run gun platformer? I could get into some details about each game, but the game kind of does that during the splash screen for the game selection. But it is a collection of some of the best Turrican games. I wish there were more, and I'll get into that later.
but all the Turrican games share essentially the same gameplay loop. You run, jump, shoot, and use beam to freeze enemies, or you can use bombs or mines, and you can even go to a wheel mode. And the first game was heavy on exploration, as well as the sequel, Turrican 2. But you can go explore and find secret areas to get extra lives and points if you're into the high scores. But anyways, you could also pick up power-ups like health pickups, shields, bombs, mines, or different shot types, which could be upgraded by getting more of the same shot type color. But in later games, you could also defeat certain enemies by jumping on them. I never really tried it with the Amiga versions of Turrican and Turrican 2, but I know at least you could do that in Mega Turrican and Super Turrican. But the game kind of defies genre norms because it's kind of a hodgepodge of genres. It's got elements of Mario, Contra, Mega Man, and even Metroid. There are a couple other games that are European centric that it also references, but I'm not familiar with those. But Turrican 2 didn't really change much, but the audio and narrative presentation of it has been improved over the first game, and includes probably Chris Hillsbeck's best work, and has an intro cutscene explaining the story before you get into the game proper, because I guess they figured it was better to do all the exposition in an intro sequence and then just let you play the game. But is a fun little fact about Turrican 2 before I move on to the other two Turrican games, and that would be that Turrican 2 did receive a console release, but it was reskinned as a movie tie-in licensed game called Universal Soldier, based on the movie of the same name with Van Damme. But which is really weird. But maybe if there's a Turrican Flashback 2, maybe we could get what would the game look like had it not been turned into Universal Soldier, and they'll actually finish it, and it'll be the SNES version, because that never got released either, the SNES version of Universal Soldier. But it'd be pretty funny if we just got that version of the game in the next Flashback collection, should there be one. But with Turrican 2 or 3, sorry, we're done with 2. But the thing is, it's not actually on the collection proper. We get Mega Turrican instead, which is basically just the Mega Drive Genesis port of Turrican 3. It's kind of a shame we didn't get the Amiga version, because the soundtrack's unique for that platform. But this game, unlike the others, definitely has a bit of a more linear progression system. There are still places that you can go to collect power-ups, but it's definitely far more rigid in its level design, which could help out, because it's probably a more digestible way for other players to get through the game and not get lost, which I'm betting there were some people that complained about the previous games. But the game also introduced a grappling hook, which is somewhat useful for level travel. I didn't use it that much, but it is an option you can use. But the last game in this collection, Super Turrican, is completely original title in the series. It's not based on any previous release, but it's kind of a best-of collection from the previous games, including the game's soundtrack. But it does feature Dolby Surround Sound support, so you could blast the game in stereo back in the day, and it's still represented here. One thing that was changed was the mines are now limited to the wheel form, but you can drop an unlimited number of them as long as you have the wheel meter gauge full, which does deplete the longer you're in wheel form. And it's also easier to control this time, so it's actually much more practical to use this time in the game. And it can let you get into some secret areas. But that's enough of each individual game. But now I'm going to rate the collection itself. The quality of the emulation is actually pretty good. All the games have save state support and a rewind feature, which is mapped to a single button. And no, that's another thing in the game. You can remap the control scheme for each game, and you can even insert the cheats for that each game might have had. And you can load up a cheat file and just quickly reference what cheat codes there are. And the game describes the cheat codes as defined by what a button does rather than an actual button, because your configuration might be different depending on whether or not you've messed with control settings. But that's pretty nice. But if there was anything lacking in the collection, it'd be the exclusion of Super Turrican 2, which is kind of inexcusable, and the only reason I could think of that it wouldn't be in this collection is because they are either saving it for another collection, or emulating it proved too difficult, or maybe there's some rights entanglement issues with that game, because it was a late SNES title, and I'm not sure Factor 5 actually made that game. But the other issue would probably be the lack of any kind of art or music gallery that you could check out, because that would have been nice. Or maybe to hear alternative versions of the soundtracks for each of the various ports of the Turrican series. But maybe those are things that could be addressed in a possible second collection. But if you're a fan of Turrican or the genre, be sure to pick this up either on the PS4 or the Switch. And the rating for this I'm going to give the game is an 8 out of 10. And that's Eric RPG from RP Grinders. To see you guys next time. But if you...
Okay, Eric, so good words about Turrican Flashback. An 8 out of 10 for Turrican Flashback. So that's most excellent, Eric. Thank you for putting up that review on. And if you missed it...
I think I cut out the part where I did my plug, because I might have hit the record button too soon.
Oh, well, that was me, but we do our plugs at the end, man, so it's no big deal. Anyways, check out Turrican Flashback. Eric says it's a good time, so there you go.
I actually read from a script mostly.
Well, that's
so
fine.
I still had to write a review.
No, it's fine. You did fine, man. Do you have another review, Eric?
I just need to work on not having so many ums.
Yeah. Well, that's with the editing, man. But that's a tough deal. Unless
I was kind of tired when I recorded that too. So
it sounded fine, man. What else you got, Eric?
But I've got a review for Weathering with You.
Okay.
And this is a movie by Makoto Shinkai, and I did a review of his last movie, Your Name, like a while ago.
Yeah.
And a lot of people joke about how his movies are the same, but that's because it's somewhat mostly true.
Somewhat mostly true.
It's always about two kids who are around the ages of 15 to 18. And it's a boy and a girl pair. And for reasons that are laid out in the story, they're separated by some kind of hardship. But in this movie, it's about a boy who runs away from his home right as summer vacations is setting in, and he wants to move to the city because he was getting tired of his dull country town life, which is the opposite of the girl's lifestyle from the previous movie, Your Name, who was the girl who lived in the boonies and wanted to go to the city, and she got to do that when they did the Freaky Friday thing in that movie. But anyways, he gets a job at some kind of tabloid newspaper publication, and even though he's a minor and he's still technically too young legally to get a job, because I guess he's a few months shy from his birthday, which would let him. But even though he's 16, maybe there are laws against that, when like you don't have to send up parents because you're a runaway. But either way, he through this job, they tried to follow up on doing some interviews on supposedly this girl who can manipulate the weather to make it not rain because it's apparently been raining for like a year nonstop. I guess it started out light precipitation because I imagine that'd be pretty flooded by that point.
Ooh, so that's why they named it Weathering with You. I was wondering,
Yeah.
Eric. Yeah.
Anyways, they hang out and do adventures, and then some bad stuff happens. That's all I can really say without being basically giving the plot of the movie away.
Yeah. Let's not do that, man.
But it's a good movie. Like, I don't think Makoto Shinkai will ever make a bad movie, but he needs to do something different, I think. I mean, I never saw Tatami Galaxy, but apparently if you saw his other films, it's like kind of getting tired at this point.
You know, here's the thing though, Eric, like, is that really the case? Because, like, certain bands, right? Like, I could think of one band right now off the top of my head, Godsmack, right? I mean, they basically play the same song every song, right? But they're still good. Like, they're technically sound. It sounds good. You know, there's little variations.
It's kind of like Motokuri Sakuraba, who basically phones in his soundtrack cred, but he doesn't evolve his style at all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problem. It's like video game sequels, right? And it used to drive me crazy, Eric, when people would say, it's more of the same thing. But you gave more of the same thing to begin with, a 9 out of 10. Why are you not, just as happy with this one as you were with the last one?
I could say is the ending's very bizarre, and I kind of wonder if Shinkai is actually just poo-pooing on Tokyo because he thinks the place is a den of scum and villainy.
Yeah, probably.
For lack of a better word.
Yeah. So what are you giving Weathering with You, Eric?
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. Not quite as good as Your Name, but still pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, like, there's literally only 7 stories to tell on screen, right? Like, whether you're doing a book or a movie, there's 7 basic themes, right? 7 stories that you can tell. So it's just how you present them, I guess. Like, I don't know. It just seems like people are too picky, and if something is good and it keeps getting produced, then this is the reason why reality shows are so popular, Eric. They're all basically the same premise, right? You got a quote unquote reality show with some antagonist or protagonist, and you made up bullshit along the way. I mean, it's the same formula, but for some reason people still like it. So just is what it is. It's not a big deal to see some of the same type of stuff in games and movies and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. It's just weird how people are sometimes. But all right.
Anyway, before I move on, I'd say if you want to watch this movie, you can watch it with a subscription of HBO Max.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
otherwise, I think it's on Amazon Prime for like $5 or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna get HBO Max probably next month because Godzilla comes out next month, so
so this is the reason Netflix Philippines got Weathering with You, and we didn't get it until now, I guess, because it's a G-Kids film, and they have a deal going on.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Eric?
No, that's it.
All right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
Sorry, I was gagging because of the stinky.
You stunk yourself out, man. All right, Eric, your stinko of the week, other than yourself.
My stinko is I had to get a new car battery. A while back, like a couple weeks ago, my car engine couldn't start, and I had to get a jump. And I figured maybe it's because maybe I left the light on, but it turns out that there was a little bit of corrosion on my battery, so I need to get a new one.
Wow. Usually,
Because
you
it
just
happened again today, which was, I guess I'm thankful for, because I didn't have to go to work because I took the day off.
yeah.
And I tried going up to Walmart to get a battery there, and they didn't open until 12. So I just went to the AutoZone back in Geneva, because the AutoZone in the same place I was at to go to Walmart had closed down.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I had to run around all over the place for about 2 hours.
Freak Pipe says his stinko is the fucking cold. Yeah, it was cold here.
And then it sent me back $163.
Gee, that's how much your battery costs, dude? Damn. That sucks.
Yeah, I'm at least I didn't have to call AAA to like juice me. I could get the manager at my apartment too.
Yeah.
Because of where I was when my car decided it wasn't going to work. I also thought maybe it's because it was so cold the battery just wasn't working right, but which is part of the reason why. But it was really because it was being corroded.
Did you have them test it, Eric? So the battery was just fucked up, right?
I didn't want to risk it. I mean, that car is 6 years old, so
yeah. Okay.
It's probably about time to get a new battery.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's about the life. I mean, they should last.
So I used a little bit of my stimulus money that I have left.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. I mean,
like
at least
I put $200 in my account.
Yeah. Well, according to a new study, Eric, like the next $1,400 stimulus should last you till July. You know. So. What a joke that fucking thing is.
Your stinko.
You know what? That's what we're going to talk about in Free For All. Just remember that, Eric, okay? We're going to talk about that. But anyways, my stinko is I got hit so bad right on my head today that I almost passed out. And I fell to the ground. I was getting like groceries and shit out of the back of my Prius, which has like a hatchback kind of hydraulic door on the backpack. And I don't know if it was too cold for those hydraulics to hold or whatever, but that door came straight down on my head. It hurt. So I got a big old knot on my head. That's my stinko. It's not a huge stinko. Usually I have a political stinko, but you know, whatever. This week it just my car gave me a good shiner on the top of my head. So there you go. All right, let's move on to Sweeto.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweet! Sweet of the week!
Apparently MXT is plugging his OnlyFans, which okay.
Isn't that something only girls usually do?
Yeah. Are you? Hopefully you're not doing sex acts, MXT. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see like you know some midgets with you, and you know nobody wants to see
thinking about
that
shit. Guy from Don't Be a Menace. I'll suck your dick $5.
All right, Eric, what is your Sweeto of the week? It's 2021. Don't discriminate. How dare you? Frank's car exiled me, Freak 5. It sure did, Freak 5.
I don't really have any Sweetos other than picking up Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury for the Switch.
Ah, that's a good Sweeto, man. MXT says...
I said Fury like furry, but it kind of works because it's the Cat Mario theme.
Yeah. Everybody loves midgets and Power Rangers costumes, MXT says. Okay. I beat Call of Cthulhu, which I mentioned earlier. Damn, there was the one point in the game which I'd mentioned a week or two ago where I just had a mental block. All right, MXT, he's got to go on a food run. All right, man, see you when you get back. Call of Cthulhu is a good game, man. I think it's slightly underrated, but I mean it's not. That's nothing, you know. It didn't reinvent the wheel, but it was good. Also, my other Sweeto is Gina Carano got canned from The Mandalorian because of some shit she said on Twitter, apparently, and whatever. I mean, I never thought Gina Carano was the greatest of people anyway, so it couldn't have happened to a better person. But she, in lieu of that, I guess another stinko would be she's doing a movie that's kind of conservative themed, backed by Ben Shapiro. So that should tell you everything you need to know about that junk of a movie. But there you go. All right, let's do our free-for-all.
It's a free-for-all! Little baby! Yeah, it's a free-for-all! Wow! Suck it!
Hey, Eric, what was the topic that we were just going to talk about?
Uh, the the check that supposedly will last you till
Oh,
July.
yeah. Let's talk about that. But real quickly, Freak Five says his sweeto, Mrs. Freak, got her second vaccine today. My mom got her first vaccine today, Freak Five, so that's excellent. My dad already had his second, so I'm hoping my mom gets her second before any bullshit happens. And
Mm.
hopefully they can come out with better vaccines because apparently the variants aren't doing too well with the vaccines. Um, or I mean, they're you know not being affected by the vaccines, which sucks. But if we can get the main coronavirus strain taken care of, I think the rest will fall in line. The variants suck, but I think we can work on those too. But whatever. All right, Eric. $1,400. Apparently, there's a new study out that is according to the study, $1,400 should take care of all Americans receiving it until July. I'm not understanding this, Eric. Maybe you can help me understand this. Who thinks that $1,400 for what 3-4 months is good enough? I mean, honestly, can you live?
Maybe if there was an extra zero, I could see it, but yeah.
Like if it was 14,000, maybe, or 1,400 every month. I mean, possibly. I think it's a little low, but I mean, these people honestly think that we can survive with $1,400 a month. So, in other words, if you're not working, $1,400 is supposed to last you from now until July. I mean, first of all, $1,400 is a big fat lie. And they purely lied to us, Eric. Like, wasn't the check supposed to be 2,000? But they kind of did like a bait and switch because they were like, well, you already got 600, so 600 plus 1,400 equals 2,000. It's like, no, that's not how it works. That 600 was from a previous. Is that per person? Yes, per person, Freak by 1,400. But that's supposed to last us until July. Family of 4, Freak 5. If you have
Maybe if you used it just on food, but even then, that's a stretch.
just on food, but what about rent? What about electricity? What about gas? What about, everything else? Like, it doesn't make any sense. If you're not working, $1,400 is not enough. If that was a monthly recurring payment, then you could possibly survive. But I think, like, in some places, that's even hard. Like California or New York or, like even Denver's fairly expensive. Like, the median rentals here are about $1,200 or more. And that's not getting you much. That's like a one bedroom. Like, 1,200 is, I mean, that's 1 month, $1,200. So that leaves you 200 to get food and pay all your bills and, everything else that's on your plate. Gas money. I mean, for 3 months, 4 months, it's unacceptable. $1,400 for 4 months is absolutely unacceptable. 1 month, okay, I can see your argument.
Doesn't really sound like a study. Sounds like someone got paid to say things.
I'm gonna let's see if I can find it. But it was interesting, Eric. I mean, interesting in the fact that these people honestly think that we can live on $1,400 for, 4 months is crazy. It's crazy. Wow. White House Deputy Press Secretary T.J. Ducklow suspended 1 week without pay for allegedly threatening a political reporter. That's weird.
You ever see a movie called Downsizing with Damon?
I did. I liked it up until the end. I didn't think the end was such a great.
So maybe they're thinking there's a scenario we can all enter where we can be micronized. It's like the fucking Zentradi and fucking Macross, and everything's cheaper. So therefore, $114 or $4. $400 could work at that level.
How though? Like, honestly, even how? I don't see it, Eric. Like, I mean, people honestly believe that that you can live off of $400 a month. Like what kind of bullshit is that? Like, it just It doesn't. Is it possible? I guess, but I mean, think about it. $1,400 for one person for 4 months. So that's, you break that down. That's what, just about 400 a month, a little less. Who do you know can live off of the cheapest rent like I could think of is maybe $500. So, I mean, I guess if you don't include housing and you include just other shit, but man, that just seems like it's not enough. It's definitely not enough. Oh wow, apparently Melania Trump has a new Twitter account called The Office of Melania Trump. Big deal. Who the fuck? I mean, unless she's posting nudies, then I don't even want to hear it. Trying to find that study. 1,400. Let me type it in Google here, but I'll give you the specific. $1,400 stimulus. Let's see. So the House did advance it, but so we're probably getting 1,400, which is, I mean, that's welcome for sure. But let me see if I can find the study. Yeah, but the study found that okay, here we go. Study. This is from The Hill. $1,400 stimulus checks would help 22.6 million pay bills through mid-July. How can you honestly have a story like this and not feel sheepish about it? Would allow 22 to pay their bills for at least 4.5 months? Like, how is that even? I mean, is that assuming that you already have a job, like, and you still have a job? Like, I did. Okay, according to the study, roughly 30.2 million Americans were unable to pay their bills in January. Out of those, 75% missed their bills by less than 300, a 7% improvement. Okay, there's so much in that I can't even... okay, so they're just thinking about debt. They're not thinking about just living. The cost of sending significantly larger stimulus checks to everyone far outweighs the benefits of helping relatively few. That is so dumb. I mean, these people have no clue what they're talking about when it comes to what it takes to survive, And $1,400 till mid-July is just absolutely ridiculous. What do you think, Eric? I mean, definitely helps, right? Getting another $1,400 helps, but is that going to last you till mid-July? Like, luckily you're working, Eric, so you can add it to your income. But what about the people that aren't working? Like, that's supposed to last them through mid-July? That's fucking ridiculous, man. I mean, are they counting every income bracket? Because I guarantee they're not just including the 75,000 and below bracket. Mostly 50,000 and below. What do you think, Eric? Is that enough? $1,400 enough?
No.
I mean, I guess you could make the argument that $1,400 a month, that would... I mean, most civilized countries gave their constituents, about $2,000 a month, and that was just to survive. I don't understand why the richest country in the world can't afford it. I mean, I know they can afford it, but it's just politicians holding it back. But luckily, $1,400 is supposedly on the way within the next 3 months. When that comes, who fucking knows? Like, I mean, by that time, some people will be dead, some people will be more in debt, and some people will have lost all hope. $1,400 is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Anything else on that, Eric?
We need to start a revolution.
I mean, it sounds silly to say, especially with what happened, on January 6th, Eric, but...
It's something not like that.
Yeah, something not like that. Like something that allows us to, basically do what you said, revolt, and but I don't know what it's going to take, Eric. I mean, government obviously doesn't care
Why
about its people.
hackers such assholes? They should be hacking the corporations and stealing their money.
Yeah. Little Lara is in chat. Raffle Vantry is in chat. Galgoya is in chat. Welcome all. Really appreciate you joining on in. I'm sorry if I messed up your name. Commander Root's in there. So we got quite a few people in chat. Thank you all for joining. Of course, might be a short show this week. Breakman got in what sounds like a fairly bad accident. He's okay. He's just he got scraped up and bruised pretty bad, but luckily Breakman's okay. No word on if Mrs. Break was in the car, but hopefully she's doing well as well, and we'll look forward to getting Breakman next week back on the show. We're not, if you're just joining us, we're not doing, we'll do 2 rounds next week of the tournament, so we're not going to do our tournament this week, because, obviously Break has to be here to break the tie, but it should be fun next week, but I think we're going to have a short show today, Eric. I don't think, do you have anything else you want to talk about before we leave, Eric?
I wanted to talk about narrative literacy, but I kind of want to keep that in discussion with the medium, but I haven't actually played the medium myself, so until I do...
let's hold off on that, Eric, because that game seems to be drawing quite a bit of controversy. I want to play it as well, but I'm going to wait for a sale on the game. But I'm curious, Eric, if you play it, we could probably talk about that particular subject. But I think we should do our plugs, get out of here, and have a good show next week. We'll do 2 rounds. If you're listening, do apologize, but we're going to be doing 2 rounds next week, so you're going to want to stick around for that. 2 rounds of our greatest SNES game of all time. Some of the matchups to look forward to next week are, there was one really good one. It was Super Mario RPG versus Super Mario Kart. That should be a good one. We got things like Evo, Search for Eden versus Ogre Battle. Zombies Ate My Neighbors versus Kirby Superstar. Looks like Final Fantasy IV is going up against Lufia 2. DK Country versus Earthbound. So there's quite a bit of good matchups to look forward to next week. There should be some upsets and some non-surprises. This is an interesting matchup. NBA Jam versus Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I mean, conventional wisdom would be that Legend of Zelda moves on, but NBA Jam's a strong contender, man. You might be surprised. We might. You never know. We'll see. Will Zelda survive next week? We'll find out next week. Break will be back, hopefully. Hopefully he'll be feeling a lot better, and all that stuff. More details to come on Breakman. I'm sure Breakman will talk about it next week. Hopefully he feels better. He's not severely injured. He did sustain some cuts and bruises, but other than that, he's in good shape. So hopefully he'll feel a lot better next week and able to get on in. I was kind of wondering why Break didn't show up like when he normally shows up. But nonetheless, shit happens. Life happens to all of us, so we make accommodations. So we'll wait for Break to do the tournament next. Excuse me. I tried to get that off of Mike, but anyways, thanks for joining everybody. All right, Eric, let's do our plugs.
You can find me writing reviews at bostonbashbrigade.com or doing audio reviews occasionally. And if you like what I've done, you want to support me, you can go to my Patreon, which is on my Twitter profile, which is at EricRPG.
Okay. Anything else, Eric?
Valentine's Day is coming. I don't know. Do you want to spend some time talking about that a little bit?
It's a bullshit holiday. I mean, other than that, Eric. I mean, it's basically a holiday.
And with the COVID, like, you probably don't want to hang out with other people.
Yeah. No, I I totally agree with that, Eric. But no, it's a. I mean, we could talk about it next week, Eric. I mean, we're not gonna have much time next week, but I mean, there's not much to say. It's a made-up holiday that is a capitalistic holiday that's meant to extract money from your wallet. That's it. I mean, that's the long and short of it.
I like the themed candy though. So.
I do. I mean, the candy's
themed
good.
candy sale discounts.
You know, chocolate's good. You know, it's nice to give things to your significant other. You know, all that stuff. Frank got Corona. Yeah. No, I think I already had my bout with Corona, Freak 5. I know you can get it again, but I've been staying away from everybody, so hopefully I don't get it again. But anyways, okay, that's going to do it. Thanks, everybody in chat. Good friend Freak 5 was in there. Who else? MXT decided to show up. I don't know if he's back from his food run, but he decided to show up this week. Commander Root was in there. Bernie was in there, of course. Galgoya was in there. Lidalara.
Yeah, freaks like aren't all holidays, man. Yeah, but some have more meaning than others.
Mediocre Value was in there. Raffle Vantry. Thank you all for showing up to chat. Really, really appreciate it. Dungeon. Where was Dungeon this week? That's what I want to know. Slagar was in there. Thank you. Aren't all holidays made up?
Dungeon was in a dungeon. He's Dungeon Master.
He probably was, man. He's always playing video games, man. I see him every time I turn on my PlayStation. There's Dungeon.
And he's probably playing something really old too.
Yeah. I also want to say next week we should have a new permanent intro. So I hope you guys stick around for that because I think everybody's going to enjoy it. I'm being truthful. I'm paying somebody to make us an intro, and I have something in mind, and I hope everybody likes it. So I'm really excited. I'm going to let these guys hear it beforehand. Tell me what they think, but I think it's going to be awesome. I think they'll really, you guys will really enjoy it. So you're going to want to stick around next week for that. Plus 2 rounds of our greatest Super Nintendo game of all time. There's a lot of heavy contenders still left. There might be some surprises, so you guys are going to want to stick around for that. Aren't all holidays made up? Freak 5 says yes, but like Eric said, it's just different circumstances and stuff like that. It's a holiday. Like President's Day isn't designed to like steal money from you. Valentine's Day definitely is one of those holidays that's all about money. Halloween's kind of that way too, but I think Halloween's the best holiday. Not only is it the horror holiday, but it's the only holiday where perfect strangers give you gifts. You don't do that during any other holiday, including Christmas. I mean, you give gifts mostly to your friends and family, not to strangers. So I always thought Halloween was the best spirited day of the year. But anyways, that's about it. Let's see. Freak 5 says, by paying someone, do you mean you are just going to keep telling them that the check is in the mail? How dare you, Freak 5? How dare you?
This time it is.
Yeah, it is in the mail. Checks is in the mail. All right, Eric, anything else?
Stay safe.
Okay.
Wash your hands. Wear a mask.
Yeah, even if
wash the mask.
Yeah, wash the mask too. And also, even if you did get your shots, take the same precautions because it's not guaranteed that you're not going to get the virus with the shot. So
I'm getting my flu shot tomorrow.
Yeah, get your flu shots, get your vaccines, your COVID vaccines if possible.
Yeah, we can't do that yet for normal people.
Yeah, I can't even get one yet, but luckily my dad got both of his. And
you're almost old enough, Frank.
How dare you? How dare you? I'm older than time itself, Eric. But my mom got her first dose today, so she'll be getting her second dose, which will make me feel a lot better about them. So, but I'll get mine soon. I guarantee I'll get mine soon. All right, stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week, where we will be doing 2 rounds of our, tournament to determine the greatest SNES game of all time. And Breakman will return with some good Dear Breakman questions and everything else. So thank you guys so much. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Till then, we are out. Later, everybody. we got through an outro without any harmonica, no cowbell, no talking, nothing. I think the problem is break. I think that was a problem. All right. Thanks, everybody in chat. Really appreciate it. You guys rock as always. Join us next week. I promise we'll have a better show next week because break will be back and, we'll get back on track with the tournament and all that stuff. But thank you guys so much for showing up. Really do appreciate it. And send Breakman your best wishes on Twitter at @break_.
If anybody deserves a Valentine's break, man.
I mean, yeah, for sure. Send your Valentine's Breakman's way, for sure. For sure. Thanks, chat. Appreciate it. Later.